Hey y'all, I'm back. Even the best person can have a moment, and I'm a human being, 100%. And you know, uh, I think about people right now who might be looking at this, and they might say, "Well, she's just tripping," but it's a lot of you out there who might even be experiencing the same thing, who might have the same abilities, afraid. And I showed you some tests the last time I spoke when I talked about how I could call the whales and do that stuff. If you can do any of it, then we are kindred spirits. And that's what I love about social media. It reaches all over the world. And I'm a scientist, so everything that I said, I gave you the three examples, and it came through for me three times each time. So I did each time I did one, a test on to see was this real. Um, I do three examples, even if I had to travel across the world to do them. I even went to Ghana to call the whales, and a whale came. I was on a cruise ship. I called them two times, and they came. So I wanted to see if I could do it from land or whatever. I wanted to see if I could do it, and I was able to do it three times. And I said, okay, that's confirming for a scientist. It's hypothesis now. We going on. Okay, so everything that I mentioned in that last video, you should try too. I mean, if it works and it works for you, the way it worked for me, then it will let me know that I'm not the only one out there. Because I feel like I'm the only one out there. Nobody else seems like they can wield their third eye. And even no matter how much I talk, no one has contacted me and told me they can wield their third eye. But here I am talking about it. And I'm open. I'm open to a certain extent. But I really let my emotions get the best of me. But sometimes they do when I think about the mistreatment of children who may be experiencing their third eye moment. Don't ever hit a child that tells you they went somewhere else in their mind. They didn't do it for real, but they went and did it. If you kill this before it grows, and the child could have some answers that are needed. I know y'all wonder, well, why they don't do it like they did it with Christ. Babies ain't surviving that well nowadays. Probably wouldn't have made it up to 30. You know, uh, the time is so dire. They ain't got time no more to wait for a baby to grow up. What they're trying to go and destroy is coming dead center. Sooner or later, we're gonna have to move out the way. We're gonna have to get the collective knowledge to unite for humanity. Not black, not white, not red, not green. Humanity. Or yellow. Humanity. We're going to have to unite for humanity to get our minds to the point where we can move out the way from a natural disaster and reseed or become a mobile civilization. One or the other. Because the time that we have for preparing is shorter than the speed of our growth. And what I mean is, they gave us the tesseracts to open the stargates, but the gene only come back every 3,600 years. Ramses' genes has already came back. Inanna sit before you. These genes, when they come back, they gonna come back with the same story. But humanity is never able to catch the story. So in your genetic code, every 3,600 years or so, another one of you will be born. The cycle repeats itself about every 3,600 years. They designed that so that certain beings can be here when they come. Now, it doesn't make a person better or less, but some people contain a DNA code that can activate the gates. Okay? Some people can use the gates. Some people have the DNA code to activate the pyramids. Some people might have already activated the pyramids and caused earthquakes and all that kind of stuff. Some people might have did it by mistake. Some people might have did it. But at the same time, the land needs to be cleared away. People don't want to move away from it, even though it rumbled. Got to move. No one wants to hurt their children. It's got to move. So you have to shake the ground to get you out the way. You hear me, my people. Move. That's a landing zone. When they get ready to land, you're in the way. Move. I see you moving too. I see you. Understand us. And those, you hear me. You hear me. Now, when those genes are expressed again that they had programmed in to come back out, they're not the only ones who programmed those genes in. Bad also programmed genes in. So a demon can be reborn every 3,600 years. Hmm? The reason why I'm going to insist on calling them people, because if you made me, you my people. Okay? If you trying to stop me from dying, you my people. I don't care what you look like. And they were close enough to us that they could walk around without suits. They are a type of people. A hominid, I don't know how you want to say it, the sapien, I don't know what you want to say. But they're my people. And what I mean is you really should have empathy and put yourself on how you will approach Mars if you wanted to be able to function on Mars. It is never probably going to be habitable in this lifetime for humanity. But if you could get the life that was already there to cooperate, would not be nice? You'd have to teach you how to talk English. They gave you a third eye, you don't know how to use it yet. So they can talk to you. That's why I am able to talk to so many different beings. I understand directly what the third eye is. Y'all thinking about it like it's a toy. I'm teaching it to you like it's a toy, but it is a communication device. Once you learn how to use it, you will know your true purpose in life. It's not even a harmful purpose. It's like, okay, say we had created a being, mixed it with some being that was already there living, and it was growing and it was starting to do humane things like build buildings and stuff. You want to come back. You don't talk like this. You don't look like them. And they hostile to with their intelligence. So in all their wisdom though, we ain't gonna talk about, I ain't gonna speculate on how they're gonna treat us. I'm gonna talk about in all their wisdom. In all their wisdom, they created a genetic code that we will replay every 3,600 years or so. Like my DNA cycle will come up again 3,600 years from now. You see what I mean? Like It will fold through times. Right? Just like the good can do that and be reborn, the bad can do that and be reborn. Yes, there are demons. Yes, there are demons out there, and I have had to remove demons from people. Okay, had to actually do a ceremony and get the demon off them. It was an invasive thing. They did not know what to do with their own soul, so he occupied them. This happens. Ruling the third eye has so many implications. Ruling your third eye, no one else can take control of your mind because you wielded it. But when you leave it open, you are open. There's no other way to say it. He said people say that they see demons and they seeing things they ain't never thought. What is a demon? Did it rip their head off and eat them? Because just because it look ugly, it's a demon. Everything that's ugly is a demon. What if something had to fight for your life? What if something had to fight for your life against something else that was ugly too? Wouldn't you want it to be just as ugly as the thing that it was fighting? I'm not going to be afraid. Okay, honest to God, true. This is honest to God, true. I ain't never seen no demon that could harm me in the physical world. Never seen a demon that could do anything because I was aware that I'm in my third eye. And if I see him, I'm gonna wield my third eye. Maybe I don't want to teach you how to weaponize your third eye, but you can weaponize your third eye. You can punch somebody with it if you want to. Well, not your third eye, but with your chakra. You can do what you want to with your stuff. But I won't be the one teaching you negative. I need to teach you how to unite. I don't want to teach you how to fight because that's what got you messed up now. I don't want to teach you how to fight. People attack your spirit. You say somebody come in on you, trying to come in. Okay, let me just teach you that now. The original exercise that I told you, bring it down to your center, bring it up, bounce it, bounce it, bounce it. Easy, easy. You gotta ease it up to the throat. Come on, ease it up, ease it up. Now the jump. Right? And then you project a wall. You grow your field. Grow it, grow it, grow it to the outside house. Grow it. Now get it there and keep it there. I can't come in that. Nobody can come in that. That's you. You have extended your aura. Extended. Now, y'all done try. Look, my aura, my wall. You will never get through it. Woo! No, but I didn't teach you because you say you scared, huh? Look, what I just said. Now you got it up in your head, and it's with you at all times. It's a natural part of you. You are newborn, and you have not figured out that it can be. You can make yourself glow. You ain't even figured that out yet, but you will. You will figure it out. But right now, you can even burn the calcification off your third eye with the heat you generate from inside. But right now, you can. You will say, "I'm bigger than this." Feel yourself. Feel it. Take it to the third eye. Take it up there. Take about 8 bounces on it. Take it up there. Really get it up there. You know, you got it. Now grow it. Grow it in your head. Grow it and grow it. Make it grow big as you can. And practice till you get it out to the outside of your house. I ain't went no further because it takes energy a little bit. But you can't come in my way. When you do come, I'm going to know it. And you're going to be handled. So don't come. I'm just saying, you can tell I'm not to be approached. So, you know, to each his own, but I'm sorry that I introduced you and then didn't tell you that. If you have fear, first put your shield on before you go anywhere, shield yourself before you go. And then, but first I made a pact with my creator. See, no, I told him way when I was little, like, I don't like the, I seen so much death. until I told him I was scared of it. It hurt, and I don't want to see that. I don't want to be stuck the rest of my life seeing the negative. He told me he couldn't change who I was, but he could change what I saw. And he gave me the positive side. Now, that's a pact I made with my creator. I don't know what you call your God, but you have to be sure in yourself when you do something like that. Be sure in yourself. So you out there, you seen a demon, and your Jesus didn't save you. Be sure in your God. But if you said that, I wouldn't even believe you because Michael will come get you. If you believe in Jesus, he right up there with him. He'd come get you. So I don't even believe that. You say you believe in Jesus and he ain't come get you. Some you lying in your own self. You lying to yourself. Because I went in with God on my side and came out with God on my side. And then to be able to recognize different spiritual rebirths and everything and all of this, it didn't just come. It didn't just come from me sitting in my house. I went out and I tested this stuff that I'm talking. But if you have opened your third eye and you've seen demons, it could be a fear tactic. There's two demons that will be shown to you. It will scare you right back to where you belong. And at that point, if you don't, at one point in your life, stand up to a demon, you ain't never going to leave out of your box. Because a demon could be something so petty that just show you a flash of fear to make you not do what you want to do. Just a little color, and it could make you change your whole outlook. If you ever be strong enough to say fuck that and walk and see anyway, you always gonna be a puppet. See, that's what they loved about me getting up in front of them. I am supposed to do right. I ain't been good not one day in my life. Nope, nope, not one day in my life. You see? So, so now you think about it. You think about if you ain't sure with your God and you ain't been talking to your God, then what are you doing? You don't know who you are? I mean, if you're going to pick I don't care what religion you pick, stand for something. Stand for the one God at least, you know. But don't sit there and say that you wasn't created and that you just is. We all have a creator. We didn't just happen by chance. Science said we was not. It didn't happen just by chance. So there was a creator involved. I'm not going to deny him respect. But I just can't find no ancient text that told me that he wanted me to get down there and beg like that. He wanted workers. He wanted food. He wanted somebody he could communicate with. We ain't learned to communicate yet. Now, we have the gateways to heaven. We have the gateways to the stars. We have the tesseracts. We have the knowledge. We have the machines. What's to stop us from going forward? We have not united enough to go forward. Now we have to put all our power together, right? And unite. We cannot do it if we choose to let religion separate us. We have to stick together for humanity. Humanity. To get off this rock and make a new home before something hit us. And they talk a good game about what they can blow up. But sometimes situations can be so dire till it's too little too late. For example, we can blow up stuff, right? The speed that it's moving and the size plays a big role, right? When you beat up a little old thing, can you beat up a planet like that? Um, yeah. Let's get biblical. Mm, let's get biblical. What they say? What happened in Revelations that star came down and blasted up, broke into 5 pieces, and one of them fell into the earth and poisoned all the waters, and a few more pieces fell. Caused major calamity. Caused the Lord to have to come back and save us one more time. So, as I say that, I say, are we going to fight each other until it comes? Are we going to unite and learn how to move out of the way? I don't care what color you is. I don't care about your religion. I care about humanity. This third eye, us communicating with one another, get into a higher conscious level, and get. That's what you want me to wait and see which one of 144,000 he gonna say. He gave us the power to just move out the way. We have 3 tesseracts. We got stargates. And people with the genes to open the stargates have been reborn. If now is not the time to open them, I don't know. But I sort of feel like I'm the one that y'all might need to open your stargates. So. uh, I might have to go from $1 a minute. I have to go to a little higher than that. You want me to open the gate? I open the gate. I've been doing it. I'm mad, But y'all looking for the right genetic code that can open that gate, huh? Here I am. I can open that gate. Y'all been waiting on me. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let me tell you another thing that happened to me. This is how I know it. This is how I know it. Let me tell you what happened to me. Oh, in one of my visions, because I don't know how this be happening. I call it a vision. I don't know what a projection. I don't know what it be. That's why I need Billy Carson. I don't care what he said about thought. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm talking about that projection thing he talking about. I need to know about that because how do I go to these different places? Well, in one of them, I was glowing. I was walking. I was glowing. I got in my vehicle. I was driving. I was glowing in the vehicle. I'm like, wow, I'm glowing all funny. This is ridiculous. Let me try to turn it off. I don't understand why I'm glowing so hard. Um, Excuse my expression. Right hand of God. I looked up in the sky. It was like 8 pyramid-shaped clouds lined up in front of me, like I was a fucking queen or something. I said, "Oh, don't no damn cloud shaped like no pyramid." I looked down at the dashboard. I kept riding. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I hit a hill and I look up again. There, what them goddamn pyramids lined up in a line in the sky, like they was hailing me. I was like, what is this? This is ridiculous. Then they took me to a pyramid, which I'll never tell. They took me to the pyramid and they told me I'm supposed to be walking out that gate today. That's what they told me. And I'm like, oh really? Then they was like, this is where you supposed to be. And they showed me this. And I was like, why? Then they left. And then it was gone. It was like a ceremony. It was like, right hand of God. That's my little saying, right hand of God, because I'm Pentecostal, right hand of God. Right hand of God. I could feel myself glowing. I was on fire. When I hit the sun, it was like boom. I could feel it to the point where I was trying to make it less conspicuous. I didn't want to be glowing riding down the street. I try to preserve that. You know, I don't want to be abducted or something. So I try not to be glowing. So I tried dim. And I wrote dim. But it was like they was hailing me. Do you understand me? You ever been hailed by 8 pyramid-shaped clouds? First of all, have you ever seen a fucking pyramid-shaped cloud? But then to have 4 in a row lined up as I ride. So they was hailing me. And they made me glow. That's why I couldn't control it that day. So I'm gonna say this. And this is right here in the God too. I busted out crying because I thought about how I felt like I did, right? It made me cry. I love my mother, and she ain't here. Imagine how she felt. And that's what made me cry the hardest. Because she did not know what the F she had. She was like, my baby telling me stories of seeing the dead. My baby is telling me stuff gonna happen. My baby got this strange looking mark on her head. And she did not know how to handle it because back in those days and at that time, all they know was God, God, God. They didn't know science. They didn't know anything. So I'm I'm just saying, uh, she must have been living in hell too. You know, we did not understand each other. But I am pretty sure that scientists have already realized that a person is going to be reborn again on this earth about every 3,600 years. Because it's designed like that, because they need those genes that go through the gateways, the ones that control the ships, all that. They need those genes to be here at all times when they come around. And they're scheduled to come around. And how do you know they're scheduled to come around? I don't know. Just reading the text and listening and going on all these visits. I'm also not going to be here long. They already done told me my date that I may be gone from Earth. My checkout. And I told them I wanted to bargain for more days. They ain't going to give it to me. So, gain information from me now. Have you noticed that the people y'all say is so great, they all must die? They all die. We don't care. We're coming back 3,600 years from now. We going on vacation. We'll be back 3,600 years from now. Somebody will be right here saying the same stuff again. Will humanity catch on or not? Okay, look. I told you how they moved the rocks. I told you that the pyramids was energy for the planet and gateways to different planets. Some of them lead you to nowhere. Most of them do because the planet that they used to be on got destroyed. So there are star maps in all of these places that we haven't even begun to decipher. And already, but I'm just saying, y'all haven't deciphered the star maps. You haven't learned how to look at the stars right or anything. And they keep constantly telling you and showing you. So I'm going to tell you what they're trying to show you. And I think our scientists already know because they're smart, but I'm just out here in the world. I'm not a big deal, like no guy. I'm just a little loser out here smoking a blunt and trying to pass on science. That's all I am. Let me tell you what happened. Most of the times when I see those different spirals, and that spiral is so important to the universe, the galaxy. What we believe is on one plane, everything on one plane is not on one plane. It's on all different kind of planes. But the galaxy itself is on a spiral towards something. So, do you get what I'm saying? You think about Earth. You can't even read a star map because you haven't been taught this in school. I'm not coming down on you. I'm coming down on the system. All right, a star map. Some of the star maps they're leaving on the ground give you a better 3D aspect of what's going on. I can say that. But star maps that we draw in 2 dimensions, they ain't shit. You can't even see the angle that Nibiru would be on. It is coming from below us. Like, while we looking this way. So we're looking at the sun and it's going to come up between us and the sun. Or it's going to come upward, not like you thinking crossward. That's what I'm saying. We can't even begin to imagine how this orbit is. We want to say it's a big old oval going out, but they're lying because it is going on a total different orbit. Like, it's not. I'm no scientist, but I see this picture all the time, and they show me exactly how it's gonna hit. It's gonna sideswipe us. Yeah, it's gonna hit us on the side. It ain't gonna hit us dead center. It's gonna hit us on the side, knock us off our orbit. We got to get the fuck out the way. What it is doing is spiraling closer to us. Each turn that it comes, it gets closer to the planet. You get it? I'm trying to say it. I'm no scientist like that. Like, I'm not Neil deGrasse. But listen, what I'm saying is, all right, the first time the asteroid showers that we get, the meteor showers that we get in the fall, those are remnants from the last time it came and knocked Tiamat apart and all that stuff. Okay, now each time that it makes the pass, it gets closer to Earth. So it was kind of that far away for that pass. Now the next pass is going to be a little closer than that last one. And it's going to get so close, it's going to rock us so bad. And this is what y'all are praying about and calling the Armageddon, where God is going to save you on the day of Pentecost. Let me tell you something. He gave you all the tools to move out the way. But you want him to come save you. That God's going to come back. Yeah, they done came back and saved us a few times. Because this thing keep knocking us off orbit. Interrupting our system. Okay, so now they're trying to help us. And they have given us all the tools to get out the way. And we still sitting there talking about save us. Let's fight each other too while we ask for saving. Now, you got the preacher. I ain't going to say that. You have religions telling you that when the big Armageddon come down, which in Revelations is an asteroid shower, when that comes down and all the things go down on Earth, you're going to wait for that to happen. When they have given you the knowledge to move, you're going to wait for somebody to get 144,000 people so he can receive humanity. You're going to wait for it to hit, and you're going to hope you're one of the 144,000 that they have to save. Why can't you be one of the zillion that got the hell out the way? Why must you be saved? Because I don't know how much more saving they can do after giving you a tesseract, giving you a gateway and everything, after giving you the materials to build a ship. What do you want them to save you from? Yourself? You gonna be saved? Take it into context, the words you living by. Okay. There's gonna be a big Armageddon. Everybody gonna be dying. It's gonna be gonna be walking. People gonna be zombified. Yeah. There's gonna be horrible things going on, and the world gonna be coming to an end. Right? That's what's gonna happen, right? And they gonna come back out of 10 billion people and pick 144,000 to make sure humanity don't panic. They're only gonna pick the genetic ones they want. Now, what about the other billions and billions of people on this earth? Are you saying we are supposed to be all out of them billions of people waiting for that to happen to us? Waiting for us to happen to us when we done been given the science to get the fuck out of the way? Who's really doing that? You know why we're doing it? Because people are making money off of it. Why we're doing it? Because people are making money off of it. You know, there's money in death. They're in the meat market, the gold market, all kind of markets going on around in this world. But think about it real hard. Now we're thinking about the big go down in the Revelations and all that thing and all that. I'm sitting back, I'm reading it. I'm like, ooh, it's getting sticky around here. Ooh, it's getting scary around here. Ooh, it's gonna be terrible around here. Oh, wait a minute, I'm a scientist. Why don't we just blast the fuck out the way? I'm not gonna wait for that shit to happen to me. That was some scary stuff. Fear. You got to be scared. It's gonna come to an end tomorrow. You want that? You want to live in fear the rest of your life and die young? Go ahead. But me, ain't nothing they said gonna make me not die. And am I really gonna be one of the 144,000 out of the billions of peoples on this earth? What's gonna be the qualification? And all the other people, am I gonna watch them die? Are they gonna pick our floating bodies up? You know, I want to know. I want to know it all. So come on, come with it. Come with it. Come with it. After all that suffering and death, only gonna get 144,000 people. You mean the billion of us, the billions and billions of us need to wait for that? You looking forward to it? I guess you are lamb. I guess you are lamb for the slaughter. I'd rather be a lion. No, be a dragon. I'm a phoenix. I ain't going for it. I ain't going for it. So you sit around and beg and cry that you be one of the 144,000 out of these billions of people to get picked. You lived your life that good that you're going to be one of them. And then you're going to wait for somebody else to save you when they gave you tesseracts that could take you off this planet. Do you want the science or do you want to be in the paradise? It's science or paradise. Which one you want? You want paradise? Go to paradise. I read that out there. Encyclopedia, baby. paradise, an enclosure. But yet, your true God, the one that be saving you all the time, every time, gave that man a covenant and gave him a tesseract. He gave him the Ark of the Covenant and he gave him a tesseract. What do you think it was for? He said, never again will he let man perish. He gave us equipment to get out of here for the next natural disaster. We so busy fighting, we're not using the equipment to get to other planets. It is gonna come. Now, we beaten up on little small boulders and stuff. But if one planet-sized rock came, how much TNT would it take, and how far away would it push it, and would it still cause this Earth to rock? That's what we need to know, because we got like 10 years or so before that thing get close enough to start us to really start feeling it. Last I checked, it was less than 9 years. I ain't even gonna lie. But if a meteor is not going to hit us and it's coming by, but it's so magnetic it tilts us and flips our magnetic poles and causes natural disasters all over the world, we're going to pray to be the 144,000 that live. The 144,000 that live. Or we can unite for humanity and move off this place and stop fighting. So every so often, people it's often people will sit there and say, well, that is a point. That is a point. Don't even say it. Go do a little exercises. Go look at what I'm saying and everything. Come back and think about it. And just see where our options truly lie for humanity. We treat each other so bad. We leave some hungry while some live lavish. And those ones that are not doing well with health are food for them, making them stronger. Making, as we die, we're a part of their food chain. You'd have to read the ancient texts to know that they take a pleasure in the rotting and stench of blood. They take pleasure in it. They can get their molecules from the air. So when we die, as our soul is released, they can absorb those molecules. That's how they get their nutrients. So ain't it really bad that they're gonna be looking to absorb their nutrients from your carcass? Okay, and you're waiting for them to preserve 144,000 so that they can restart their project of food after the big disaster. That's the only reason they want the 144,000. They're gonna get the 144,000. That's a multiple of 12. You use that 12 thing when it comes to restarting a new race or a new breed of something. You start with that 12. That's a genetic number. So that 144,000 is means they're gonna take 12,000 of each one of those genetic codes. And then they're gonna take those and they're gonna take them and they're gonna restart humanity. You accept that. You accept the fact they're gonna let all the billions die. What they're gonna do with those bodies? That's meat. They're gonna get those and collect them for their food while they travel back off into space. But you, on the other hand, are willing to be part of the ones that reseed the earth. You're gonna be the new stock of cattle. Really? Your true God, the one who created you, who gave you a part of his essence. He, the one who gave them a tesseract so you can learn how to go through the gates but we don't have the knowledge to do it yet. See, if you knew the story of Inky and Lil, you'd understand. I can't make you understand it, but it's part of my heritage. So I've been reading a little bit. So Let me just say this much. Well, this is what my little rundown of it is. This is a big guy. He the King Honto. He sent his son to Earth to seed Earth for a year or whatever. His son come back and they kill his son who was heir. That dynasty ends. This other king comes in, An. An comes in, he got two sons. The first son that he got by his love. Second son he got by his half sister because of duty. He is supposed to be the ambassador of all of our solar system and galaxy. Now, apparently, he loved his human woman, but that's not even the part of it. He loved Inky too, but he could not give Inky the throne. He had to give the throne to Enlil, and he had to give everything to Enlil because it was the son by his half sister, right? But he gave his one son that he loved, the best one, Earth, the one with all the food, the one with all the water. All the other ones don't have that. Like Earth got it. He gave the one best one to that one he had. And then he gave all the rest to his son. That makes sense. So Inky was given Earth. He was called Lord of Earth. Enlil was given all the other ones. And on top of that, Inky tried to have a son to leave Earth too. But he kept having daughters. His last daughter, Inanna, after the fifth daughter or so, he just went in there and made a man. Because he was like, he just made a man because he wanted a son. That was a man. So, yeah, people don't even know that part. They don't know that it's two brothers. Both of them are reptilian. The daddy is shape shifting and reptilian. And the son, one of the sons can shape shift and he reptilian. And one of them could not. And that was Inky because he was part of you. And this is the story. This is the story. So after Inky comes out of his room from making the formula for the men, they go in there to make it. And they like, oh, we got a new worker being. We finna make a new worker being. He gonna do for us. He gonna do this. He gonna do that. And they was like, so what? Everybody added something to it. They asked Inky what he gonna add. Inky told me, look, I'm gonna add my essence. Now Inky done gave us his soul. Now the new beings spring up with as much knowledge as him. Because he done made it. This my son. This the only son I'm gonna beget. You don't even know the story. And the one son that he begat, it come out with all that he could do. Adam. Now they like, oh my God, you done gave it the full oomph. You done did that thing with that thing and made that thing like that. We didn't want you to give it that much. We gonna give you death. See, you didn't know that. He had a trial about all that he did. You don't even know. Look, they had busted in on his lab and took some of his humans and went somewhere and made some more humans. Left a hole in the wall. The hole is still over there now. You got to read the whole story. But you know, people lie. People write fables. But the first thing that the first people could do was chisel this on the wall in stone. We was interbred with these things, and This how it went down. Star maps, the number system, they gave us all that. Okay, now, somebody wrote the Bible. It wasn't chiseled in stone on the wall. See what I'm saying? Even it was a copy of something that was on papyrus. We talking about some shit somebody took a chisel and a hammer and chiseled on the wall. I find it hard to believe it's a lie, not to mention every part of it add up. See, while he couldn't have a son, he had 5 daughters. He even was so desperate, he had impregnated his daughter. He had impregnated his granddaughter. His wife cut his, you know what, off for impregnating all them people. And then had the nerve. He had to go in the lab and make a son. It's funny, but it's so true. I love it. I love it. I love it. It was like, I was thinking make a man. So he got an heir. He had an heir now. And then all of the ones that come out of that heir is just like him with his soul. Come on now. So he had a trial about that mess too. And then so you haven't even read the Sumerian tablets enough to know this. You haven't even read the Sumerian tablets enough to know this. But I'm telling you that, and that's not something some alien told me. That's some mess that I read. And you look at it, and okay, so that's why he poisoned Eve. He was so mad. All right, so now that he had created man, the black-headed man is how they call it. Now that he had created the black-headed man, we had black heads. Now that he had created the black man, yes. Now that's how they had it written, the black-headed man. Now that we have created the black-headed man, now we're going to steal one of them and put some of our genes in it. Just the evil brother who's mad because, first of all, he got all them planets to feed. And then his brother get the planet with the food. He got all the other planets. He owned every last one of the ones. The moon, every last one of them. Only one that Inky got was the one, the Earth. He got all the food and everything on it. He got the nerve to have. He got all the other ones, but they don't have what this one has on it. You see? So he's mad. Now Inky done put his soul in a human. Inky done put his soul in a human. And done made them where they can make babies. So now we all a part of Inky, walking around here, humping and making babies and making more. And it was mad. We was living 1,000 years, and he couldn't kill us because that's his brother's thing. He gave us poison and shortened our life. They did all kind of stuff to us because he wanted us for meat and labor. But Inky done put his soul in us. And we become sentient. So now he's like, meat. We want meat. We want labor. You love them. Get it? This is the oomph in it. Both of them are reptilian. Yeah. But he did that. He died because of that. He did that. That's where the whole idea of somebody dying for you, the true person that died for you was Inky. He died because he was not supposed to give you the full oomph. And now they took that idea and made us a messiah out of it. But then your history, written in stone, he died because they died. Them people that came down here, and I say they were people because if they can breathe with us, they were something different, but they are part of us. They came down here and they died because of giving us the knowledge. But every time I look at a baby in a plastic thing, in one of them plastic incubators and stuff, I feel thankful for the technology. He shortened our life, but they gave us technology to extend it and knowledge to try to help us do better. But he did shorten our lives. He was mad because we wasn't supposed to be this intelligent. We weren't supposed to be getting no leaves and tying them on. We supposed to be like cattle and slaves or whatever. But he had done gave us the because he had so many doggone daughters. He couldn't have a son. He couldn't have a son by his wife. He had daughters. He impregnated his daughter. She had a daughter. He impregnated that daughter. And then his wife did something to his you know what and made it stop working. So he took and so he went in the lab. When he come back out, he done thought up a man that he can put somewhere that can carry his essence on, but he hadn't told them that he was gonna carry that essence on like that. He just told them it was gonna be a new being. And they thought they was gonna have a worker bee like they wanted to, but when they did it, he gave it there as his essence. Now he done put his essence in there. Now they looking for a worker being, but the worker being will start putting on clothes and acting like he ain't finna do that. You get me? You get me? He got a trial and death. You ought to read The Death of Binky. See, yeah, study your history. You know that, and you know this was chiseled in stone by the first people. And then you looked at some stuff and you looked around. How did they look? Oh my God, they blacker than me. I'm not black enough. Mm-hmm. Beautiful black ebony. They looked like ebony. And so, you know what really flipped me out? I have asked some childish questions of whoever it is that I see or visit or whatever. What I don't know what y'all want to call them. I call them my people. I've asked some childish questions of them, like how does Satan look? Man, I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine it. They showed me a Sumerian one day. It was like, this is how he looks, and I just happened to look up at the TV. Oh God, I don't know what to say. When I saw that, when I saw that thing that was sitting on that TV, I had I just giggled. It was so obvious. It was like, let me tell you what it looked like. It looked like a man, right? It was a man, right? And he was standing there looking humble, right? And then he had on a gown, right? But the gown looked like it was hiding a coiled up snake. And his feet was sticking out. They looked like fake feet that they were dangling. So it was like he was coiled up like a snake. And then he had the arms like a human and a man. So when you see him and they was drawing him, how they drawed him or had him made, he had like a head and everything, his little arms, and he was looking humble, right? Like this, right? And then you look down, his dress looked like he got some coils wrapped up down up under there. And then some little fake feet sticking out. When I seen that, you talking about laughing, I laughed for at least a week. I was like, damn. The Sumerians had made a carving of Satan. It was so funny when I saw it. Because I just was watching it one day, and I don't know. I was like, they pointed it out to me, because I was like, I wonder how Satan would look. Because I tell you, I chill with the Vegans, and then they was like, we'll tell you. I, I looked up at the TV. This thing sitting up there, it's a man. He got the little arms. The Samaritans had carved it. It got the arms. It got the blue eyes and everything. And it had blue eyes. Yes, it did. And then it had these little coils all around the bottom of his legs and shit. He didn't have legs. I don't know what he had. He had coils up under that dress, though. It was so crazy. And it was standing there next to, I think, a statue of Adam and Eve. It was so crazy. And that's when I realized, yeah, like that naga, that snake being, y'all never thought about that. See, think about it. If the Sumerians drawed a snake man, that means that the same snake being that the Sumerians was dealing with was over there in India too. So that's what I mean. If we was all united, we could talk about this stuff amongst each other, unite the knowledge, and be able to move forward. But yeah, they had a carving of a snake man in Samaria. And That's across the way, pretty good distance from India. It's on the same like continent, but why were they having a snake man in Samaria, and which is before the, I guess I don't know if the Indian Empire was before them, but then the Indian Empire was worshiping the snake empire. Yeah, snake worshiping. And they had the half human, half snake females. So look at it and you could see we should not be separated. Look at it and you could see we should not be separated because of religions, because these things was moving all over the world. So the only way we're really going to be able to unite our knowledge on what was going on back then is to unite as a people and spread this knowledge together, then we can put the pieces together. Because what it looks like to me, I'm not sure which one came first. It was like the Naga and this thing that the Sumerians had drawn would be the same because they had the human body top and then the coils. So, but in the Indian depictions, it did not. They don't have clothes on, but the Sumerians had it. It had on a little dress. Just the part that was cute. It had on dress and some fake feet hanging out in front of it, like to fool you. So, I saw that. I was like, oh my god. So yeah, I'm like their child, and I revel in it. I have a joy in it. But it's some stuff they could tell me that I'm not prepared to handle. Like they have tried to convince me to learn the symbology of their language, and I didn't hesitate. I'm old now. I don't feel like taking a linguistic course, but they do. They've asked me, "Have you started learning our symbols?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm just a bad kid. I ain't never been good one day in my life. Nope, nope, not one day in my life." They're like, "Did you learn the symbols?" No, I didn't learn no symbols. How am I supposed to learn them symbols? What am I referring to? I'm gonna see them and then I'm supposed to know what they are. That makes sense. I'm gonna learn that. I'm supposed to know what they are. So I don't even worry with it. I'll be like, okay, you want me to do this, and I will do it in time. But I guess I'm the reluctant one. And I feel like if I had not have been raised in a religion that was restrictive and demanding, then I would be more. If they had caught me like at 19, when I was more energetic and stuff, I probably would have been willing to do and take on the whole world. But I'm old now. And now that I'm old, I'm like, really, I don't know. I don't feel like doing it. I'm here. I'm talking to y'all. What I'm praying and hoping for is that y'all will open your third eye so that they can directly connect to you. Don't let nobody tell you that it's a demon if it's a reptile. I hate to say it, but those reptiles are responsible for your intelligence. There's no other way to say it. We had all the tools for thousands of years, but we did not use it correctly to blast off and build buildings and all that stuff until they put the little spark in us. Okay, we had everything. We had stone. We had things here, but our advancement was very, very, very slow. And what they did was like added some of their mental capacity to us and made it where we moved a little faster or in a different direction altogether. But was it for the better? I'm here today because of it. I'm not going to sit there and be ungrateful for the things that I have. I'm just going to say that I get what they were doing and I get what we could be doing. What we could be doing is learning how to wield our third eye. And I think that's why mine is so clear, so that I can show y'all how to wield it, and use it to open those stargates. But first, we need to learn how to read the star maps they left. I've read them already, but read the star maps that they left. And because they left directions on where the pyramids lead to on the star maps. They drew the star maps in stone of where they go, and then left those maps all over the place of where those pyramids go. But, however, mankind has not been able to decipher it. They left us everything because they know that we're facing a planet killing asteroid that's on a spiraling path towards us. Each time that it passes, it's a little closer and a little more devastating. The asteroid belt is the remnants of the last time it rolled through. Now we should be able to do mathematic calculations using pi to see that the next loop will bring it even closer to Earth. They feel guilty. Well, not guilty, but they want to warn the sentient beings here that this is happening. That's why they keep showing you spirals. That's why they keep on. They don't speak English, but they keep showing you the circles and the spiral of the way a circle really moves. What they are telling you that all circles move truly in a spiral and are not on a one single plane. And that even our planet is on a spiral type movement, and we're thinking that it's on an orbit. Yes, and the coils can be tight or loose. But this planet itself, the next coil mathematically is going to bring it closer to Earth. So every time you look up at those comments and stuff, that's what they're saying. Like, I don't know. I've even drawn it because one time they showed me it hitting Earth so many times until I just took out a damn colored pencil and drew it. Yeah. They showed me how I was going to sideswipe us. They ain't finna hit us dead on. It's going to come so close until the magnetic of it messes up. Shock us out and throw us off orbit and everything. And once we fall off orbit, we're through. So we can talk all we want to, but we really need to be like building a really large uh, escape plan. And that's it. Are you really gonna wait for somebody to say your ass? Gone away. But that's what you're describing. The Armageddon that they're describing. An asteroid coming into town. See, he had a vision of how, because they've been trying to tell us over and over, through prophets and everything else, that something big on asteroid. Y'all go way past the true incident that's happening and start talking about worshiping and it. The true incident that's happening at that time is a huge asteroid comes. It breaks into 5 pieces. Some of it fall into the water and poison half of humanity. You know the whole thing. Okay, that's the problem there. Now the dang angels gonna be walking. Those are gonna be them fighting over your body. And then they're gonna save some, or they're gonna save some to restart their food source. Eat off until the next time. Because out of all these disasters, we ain't found no place where there was billions of skulls from the humans and all that, from that no flood. Where them skulls and bodies and bones gone? Somebody ate. I don't think that we should really be talking about we waiting for the holy day and that 144,000 of us gonna live. It's billions of people on this earth. What about all of us? That's why I respect people that say they're trying to help us get off this planet, because that's what we need to do. They left us all the tools. They left us a tesseract with nuclear fusion, three of them. That's enough for three huge ships that can take a lot of people to another place. We just gotta find a place. They left gate gateways that go to other planets. You just gotta have the right energetic vibration to do it. They left us writings to tell us and carvings to show us other planets, that there was other planets around. They left us the tools to do it. Even broke down and started sending messages back to us about chemicals. The crop circles are just chemical compounds. And showing us different chemicals that we can use to get past our barriers. They're just over there watching us from afar. Why don't they come here? Their orbital cycle and things, they have to dodge a star that goes around really fast. They have to dodge something. It's something they have to dodge to get past Orion's belt. I think it is a really fast moving exoplanet of a star. But to get around Orion's belt with your ship is hard because there's a planet there that swings until you only get a small gap to come in and out. You see what I mean? Like, when they get ready to leave their planet, there's another planet close to their planet that swings around so fast around their planet until taking off from their planet is hindered to a certain time. So they can see us all day long, but there is a planet in their outer atmosphere, outer circular area that comes around so fast until they can't get past it all the time. They can only get past it sometimes. So they are limited too. Like, we might be limited to certain times that we can do stuff. They got certain times they can do stuff too because of certain planetary things that's going on. So yeah. So if you if you ever wanted to do something for humanity and wait a minute, I have to say this to everybody as a disclaimer. If you ever feel lonely, you feel left out, you feel like nobody cares, you feel like you don't have a purpose in this world, welcome to my world. Anyway, there's other people out there who feel left out and alone. Thanks to the World Wide Web, we get to see each other. So don't just go taking out no gun. Put it down, come talk shit to me. I don't mind. I mean, I'd rather have you talk shit than to feel like a gun is the only way to fix stuff. So many other things you can do, relaxing techniques, get a girlfriend, get a new boyfriend, find somebody just like you. I remember when I was a school teacher and I had a kid who was real big. It's kind of goofy, and I could tell he was self-conscious. I went, I got Shrek. I showed him Shrek. I looked at her and said, no matter what, somebody out there gonna be just like you are. She gonna make it to you. He was believing he was a playboy after that. He ain't got right on over it. That was funny. So sometimes, You have a bad time, you have a bad day, shitty parent, go on down the street somewhere and chill. Uh, don't kill nobody. Because 20 minutes later, maybe an hour later, that same feeling that you had will seem like a joke. Up, I was going to give up my video game for that shit. You gotta think about the consequences of what you did. So, there's nothing going on in America that big worth killing somebody. I thought about it. I said, what what would it actually take for me to want to harm a person? Just go out there and kill somebody for random. Man, I couldn't even get there. I couldn't even find it. So think about your actions. Think about love, unity. If you need a drug, think about how it'll be just so much easier to rob somebody than it is to be locked up for the rest of your life because you can get that drug. I hate to say that, but I mean, if you're feeling real bad and you're dying and you need it so bad, it ain't a reason to cut their throat. Just take the person around. I mean, there's no use in killing them and doing time and dying and killing yourself and all that. Then you're disrupting the life cycle. And we need as many wielders as we can get. I need a wielder. I need wielders here. People who are willing to push against the current and take charge of themselves and not expect somebody to save them. The expectation of somebody saving you is so great. See, the more misery they give you, the more religious you get. That's best trap I ever seen. You're waiting on what you're calling the big time is an asteroid meteor shower that destroys the earth. And some aliens come and harvest your butt so that they can make sure that they get enough to reseed it to eat off of. You're or reseed it. Either way, you think you're gonna be one of the 1 billion people? Okay. Now that's what you're looking for. You're looking forward to that, right? Being one of the 144,000 that live. See what I mean? That expectation keeps you in control. That expectation, but it's a really fucked up expectation. It's almost impossible. You think you've done less six sins than all of us? 144,000, all they get, just enough to start us back over. They're waiting for the day to come for us to just get out the way. You can do it. We can go to Mars and come back. According to the Sumerians, the place only be messed up 400 years because it's like a quick instance when that planet come by. It don't stay forever. The rumbling only lasts 100 years. That means we need to set up somewhere to live 400 years. I mean, they're waiting for us to get that way. That's all I got to say tonight. Hope y'all enjoyed me ranting.